Hi, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here. This is Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com and I'm back again with another in my Simple Sunday series. Simple Sunday is when I take a single stamp set or bundle and on a 3x3 mount I feature that stamp set and then mount that onto a basic white card base. And today's card is this one, which I think looks simple but beautiful, and this is spotlighting today's stamp set, which is the Flower of Friendship. This is a 10-piece cling stamp set, so red rubber, and as you can see it's got some gorgeous fonts here, and we're using this one, which is Life is Better with Friends Like You. We're using this stamp here, but as you can see that doesn't quite match what my finished image is, because we're also using these two here, and I will show you a technique in which I use this to then feature these stamps. So as always, this is minimal supplies but beautiful cards. So we're going to get started. So to make this, we need this large flower here, we need the two flower heads, and then we need the sentiment. So the flower heads, so 1 and 2, pop the sentiment on here, and then the big flower can go on here. So this big block is an E. This is the most popular block, which is a D. This is a C, and I think this is B. Yeah, it's a B block. And then the colours with ink today is just Memento ink and then some blends. So we will get a piece of scrap white first. I do have sat here somewhere. Here we go. So we'll use this. Will that fit there? Yes, it will. And then I've got another piece of scrap there. In fact, that one's better. Right, so let's pop these out of the way. Memento ink. And we're just going to, because the stamp's quite big, we're going to take the ink pad to the stamp. And we'll pop that onto the larger piece here. Like so. That wiggle, that wiggled. Let's flip that over. That's why there is two sides to card. This time let's not wiggle. Much better. Okay, so pop that to one side, and then we're going to do one of the bigger flowers. So, and we're going to do two of the smaller ones, like so. Okay, pop that out of the way before we stick our elbows in it. So I've got two sets of blends, so I've got Just Jade and I have got Polished Pink, which is one of the newer in colours from this year. So with the dark, so I'm using the bullet tip, and I'm just going to put where I think the dark shading on these leaves would be. Like so. And then with the light, we're just going to go over that and blend that into a leaf like so, getting some definition. Colouring is very therapeutic for me. I can sit there, stamp a whole sheet of things like this to colour in, and then just go off and do them. So Polished Pink, we're going to go with the bullet tip of the darker pink again, I'm going to colour the centres of all three with this, and then on the larger of the flowers I'm going to use, so we've got some line detail here which I'm going to use to just do some shading on the inner parts of each petal, like so. And then we're going to bring the light in and go over all of that, blending out that detailing, like so. They'll look amazing when they're done. And so all we're using on today's card is one stamp set, 2 colours of blend, and 1 ink pad with some white cardstock. And that, again, as I say on all my Simple Sunday videos, it's to show the fact that you can make simple and nice cards without having a craft room full of stuff. And these cards can be adapted to any stamp set you have. I'm just showing you my ideas with the ones that I have, and each week there may be one that you have, so then you can work with that particular stamp set. On these little flowers I am colouring the inner with the dark, like so. And then we will be going over with the light in the same way that we did on the large flower, like so. This stamp set does have a coordinating punch for these flower heads, so we'll be using that in a moment. But if you didn't want to use the punch, or you don't have the punch, you can very easily fussy cut these out, as they're quite a simple shape to do. And I will be fussy cutting that part out, so you could do all of them the same. How gorgeous are these? They would look lovely also in the fresh freesia colour, which is like a lilac. So don't forget, if you like the look of today's cards, you can pop over to hullahbaloo.com. The link is in the description bar under this video, as well as a list of the supplies I've used today. So this is the Flowers of Friendship, so there'll be a bundle code for this, which if you buy the bundle together in the same order, which is the cling stamp set, and then you also get this punch here. So as you can see, it punches out the 2 flowers. Well, there we go, there we can see it. So it punches out the 2 flowers, and it's got 2 leaves, so that's for these 2 on the box. So by buying those 2 together, you will save 10% on the catalogue price, or you can purchase them separately. You may not want to use the punch, you may already have the stamp set. Okay, so we've done all our bits ready, so we're going to get these cut and punched out. I'm going to show you how to use this punch when you've stamped them like this, because sometimes as you can see there, it's overlaying. So if I explain that a bit more, if I put that there, you can just see that I'm about to snip the other flower. If I did that flower first, I'm snipping the big flower, and if I do this flower first, again, all the same, I would be cutting out the other flowers. So if we cut that piece of card in half, we can now do this first flower like so. Let's line it up in the punch and press. Now you will get these little offcuts from the leaves that we don't need. That's fine, we can put them to one side. And now we can do these two. So let's see if I can get these lined up that they're not trimming each other. Not quite. Can I do it if I do the biggest one first? I can. So, biggest one first. Pop that over there. And now we can go back in and get that little one done. There we go. Right, so we can pop that punch away, and you can, as I say, you can fussy cut those out if you want, if you don't have the punch. Because we're fussy cutting this as well, you'll have your scissors out anyway. So I've got my Stampin snips here, amazing scissors for doing fussy cutting with, so sharp and allow you to get really close in on the outlines like so. And then I'm just going to go up to the top of this flower head, and then I'm literally going to cut straight across where the flower head would be and take it off like so. And then I'm just going to go straight up and over that leaf head like so, and then again same to the top of this stem, and I'm going to take it off where the flower would be. Then we're going to go, in fact I'm going to take that off so it's easier. We're going to go back down the stem to this leaf here and back up, and again off at where the flower head would be, and then finish fussy cutting the rest. Like so. Sorry for the silence. Do you know when you're doing something and you're trying to talk at the same time and you can't do it, so you have to go silent, which is what I did. So apologies. Right, okay, so just round that off nicely at the bottom there. There we go. So we're almost ready to bring the card together. So on the front we have our 3x3 panel, so I've got my 3x3 panel here, and then the last bit of stamping that we need to do is the sentiment. So I'm going to bring my memento ink back in, and I've got the sentiment that says life is better with friends like you, which is very sweet. And then I'm going to aim this in the bottom right hand corner like so. Awesome. It's always a surprise when I still stamp things correctly. So there we go, in the bottom corner there. That allows us now to pop our flower on the side here with our flower heads. So for the flower itself, I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow on the back, just so we can get it stuck where we want it, with a little bit of wiggle room if we think we're wrong. So off to the side here so that we can get the flower heads where we want them. There we go. And then under each of the flowers I'm putting a dimensional. So I'm using a big dimensional under the big flower. I'm using the mini dimensionals under the heads of the little flowers. Just like so. And then I always put the biggest one on first. So then you can angle the others. So if we pop this there, and then while I'm pressing down on the centre, so I sometimes use my bone folder for this, pop the centre, and then you just give the petals some elevation. Not too much, but enough that it's popping off the page. And then we can do the same with the little ones. You can do this ahead of putting them on the card. Just pop your finger in the centre and give them a bit of a gentle bend, like so. Then do the same with this one. And then, as with the other one, pop the dimensional off the back. And then when you put this flower on, you just want to make sure that you can still read the sentiment. Slide it under there. Like so. And then the final one, there we go. Flip that over, and as with all my others, you need 5. One in each corner, or if you've got the strips, just pop a couple of strips on there. Move everything out of the way. You can see where I put my memento lid, as it's now a lovely print there on my grid paper. So what I love about the grid paper though, you can get it as messy as you want, and then you just rip off the top sheet. Okay, so I've got my card base, which as always is half a sheet of A4 international card. So you can do this with half of your card stock, no matter what the size is. So cut in half, and then fold each half in half again to form your card bases. Pop your front on, and there we go. 2 gorgeous cards using minimal supplies. If you want to purchase the supplies that you've seen in today's show and you're not sure where to get them, you can drop me a message below, or you can head over to hullahbaloo.com and hit the shop button. Today has a corresponding blog post, which you can access through the description bar below this video. That will also have links for you to click and see each of the products for your own to purchase. Don't forget, if you do buy from my online store, which I would be very grateful for your support, then please enter the hostess code seen on the top right hand side bar of my website. That code will then enter you into my hostess club, which means the month after I will send you something in the post just to say thank you and to show my appreciation. So that is Simple Sunday done for this week. I will be back with Simple Sunday again next week, featuring a completely different stamp set or bundle. So until then, I hope to speak to you soon. Goodbye.